Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel. I am your host for tonight. Normally, I am the co-host. Um, our host and partner, she is traveling today. She's in India. So I am about to post her slides, and I'm going to go through the slides. Today we have an interesting topic that we're going to basically talk about. We're going to open the floor for a lot of questions. Mario is going to go through some details of an actual project that we have for FTB, and we're going to kind of go through, some pictures, the organization, some of the opportunities, and we actually going to go through some of the connections that we've been making lately in some of the areas that we're going to start doing business in. So I'm gonna take this time now to share my screen, and I'll run through the slides to show you guys for all the newcomers that's on the call tonight, who we are here at FTB.
Welcome, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So as you can see, we are here at FTB, which is Flip These Bricks Academy. I'm going to skim through some of these slides. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on all of them, but if anyone like Myra have any invited guests, if you guys have any questions regarding, any of the slides, housekeeping, and who we are as FTB, we definitely going to open up the floor to get any opportunity for any questions. If you guys would like to mute your mics as well as cut your cameras on if you would like. It's not mandatory, but we definitely would like you to turn them on so we can get to see, who's on the call and introduce ourselves. So welcome to Flip These Bricks Academy. This is our weekly connection call, and this is our mission. Our mission is to build a community of professional business owners, and that's basically who we are. We're here to build partnerships, we're here to share knowledge, and we're here to refer business. We're here to also create real estate investment opportunities, and this is basically what the power of partnership is all about. The whole foundational goal behind FTB is to create joint ventures and to be able to bring business owners together and to be able to create business owners in the midst of finding different investment, opportunities, throughout different cities and states that, we all currently live in. How we connect and meet in the standards every Monday at 7:05 Eastern Standard Time. This is where we're meeting. Our meetings are taking place on Monday strictly for our members to be able to have the opportunity to open up this opportunity to their circle. So as members, we have a different side of the business where, members will communicate directly with members. But this Monday call is really for us to talk about opportunities, talk about, the different things that we're doing as members, the benefits of being a member of FTB and this global business network. And you can get a better understanding of what Flip These Bricks Academy is all about. Flip These Bricks Academy, we are growing. We are in multiple states. We don't have large teams in these states, but we are growing in these states, as we mentioned. If you look at the map, these are some of the states where our current members are in, from New York to Connecticut. We have Maryland, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Texas, and we also have members, in California. So we are definitely growing. We want to spread the word. The goal is to go global, and we are the global business network, networking business owners and creating business owners throughout our organization. We basically want to grow your business and give referrals. We want to be able to, we want members to be able to introduce guests on a weekly basis. So guests can learn the values of what FTB is all about. And also, members can also receive the benefits of what FTB is all about by introducing the guests. And, once I go through these slides, we can talk a little bit more in detail regarding the rights and benefits to FTB. The next slide is the FTB membership program. And you guys bear with me because Jasmine, she has learned to master this thing as she runs through it. I'm reading it to see what slides are falling. So therefore I can explain everything to you in detail. This is the FTB member, the membership. Our flat fee membership is a $1,500 membership, to grow and to be able to join this organization. What we do with the membership fee is we take $1,000 of that membership fee and we pay it back to the individual that sent the referral. So this is basically what our referral program is. We have 2 current referral programs and we're working on a few others. The goal behind our referral program is not for us to really capitalize off of, the dues. That's why our dues is so low. It's mainly because our main focus is to be able to build this global business network. We want to be able to bring all business professionals of all different walks of life in different states and bring them to the table so we can all be in one place and we can be discussing these different opportunities and challenges in real time. The youth program, same thing goes for the youth program. Once you refer someone into the organization, we would then take that $1,000 and we would give it back to the person referral. So we definitely want to encourage our members to constantly keep, referring new people, into the organization. It is not mandatory when you become a member to have to refer anyone, but that's just the opportunity for anyone that wants to receive the $1,000 referral fee of letting anybody know, about FTB. And it's a great organization. It has a lot of moving parts, a lot of, different, components. One of the other referral programs that we have is, being that we're offering construction management services, we're going to be offering a 10% of the gross profits of the overall project. So if any of you guys know anybody that needs any remodeling, if there's any investors, at the table that might be doing a rehab and you refer them into the organization, not only will we do the construction management if they need the services, we will also pay a 10% referral regardless of what the price is. It could be a $5,000 handyman service, or it could be a $250,000 rehab. 10% will always go to the referral because the goal is for us to empower our members within this organization. And the goal is also for our members to constantly keep referring the other businesses, into this organization as well. So, the investment opportunities in, the Atlanta property, we have a couple of properties actually going on. One in Atlanta is going on, and we also have FTB project, which we talked about last week. We finally got accepted and signed contracts. So this will be something that we will be starting to file for architectural designs and fees and stuff like that, and permits and stuff like within the next 3 weeks. Mighty Networks is an internal network community that we actually have for our members. So for non-members, if once you become a member, this is going to be the area of the organization where we're going to be sharing things in real time. Tonight, Mario is going to share the numbers on our Atlanta project, and then we're going to have Al Tariq to show you some pictures of what that actual project looks like, so you guys can get an understanding of the investment side of FTB. FTB is a great organization. We're growing. We're really pushing for our youth development program to where we're going to be starting to train the youth not only how to understand the trade of real estate investing, but we also going to teach them how to be business owners within the actual business itself. And when all of that boils down to everything, it boils down to the power of partnership. So that's the whole purpose. If you guys visit our website, you can be able to find any of the links on joining. If you have any members who's interested, they can join directly, from our website, or we can have the links and everything sent to you guys directly. So if you want to learn more about Flip These Bricks Academy, just for, some of our social medias, you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and definitely can find us on the web. So right now we are seeing ourselves growing across the web, and you can just put in Flip These Bricks or Flip These Bricks Academy, and then you're going to start seeing different things to pop up. If anyone ever was to get interested in joining FTB, you can email membership@flipthesebricks.com, and one person within the organization will definitely be reaching out. If it's not myself, it'll definitely be Jasmine. So you guys bear with me. I am taking over these slides. I'm ready to get everything started. And I would like to introduce myself, being that I'm speaking. I'm Daniel Dawkins. I'm a general contractor. The name of my company is Dawkins Development Group. So I'm one of the principals here at FTB that is available to be working with individuals on a personal basis to be able to help you guys become successful, in your real estate journeys. What I do mainly is I'm a builder. So I'll become available for any of you guys rehabs. I'll become available for you guys that's looking to, start a LLC, a corporation, help you guys understand the structure of what the business is actually about. But most importantly, to be one of your support systems of actually walking the walk in real time. So right now, I'm going to have Mario, talk a little bit about our FTB project that we actually have on the table. Members, Jasmine should be back from India at some point tomorrow. She has a 17-hour flight. So once she actually gets back, now that we received, all the documentation and information back from the closing attorneys as well as the lender and everything, we know exactly, what those numbers is and what it's actually going to take to actually do it. Mario will be getting with Jasmine at some point tomorrow, and she will be putting that information in Mighty Networks for the members who's interested that may want a joint venture on the project. Even if you guys are not interested or want to see the project take place, we still want you guys as members to get involved, know where the address is at. You guys are more than happy to pop up at any given time, take pictures, learning the process. It's in Atlanta. It's on Metropolitan Parkway. So when you get a chance, I'll be able to put the address again, just in case if you guys want to Google the address and kind of get an idea of the neighborhood. But go ahead, Mario, if you want to just, explain to them, what we doing, concept behind FTB, why we here, and this realistic project that we have on the table.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. Yeah, so I piggybacking off of what Daniel said, we have our first project. This will be our flagship. The address for the property is 837 Metropolitan Avenue. That's in Southwest Atlanta. The zip code is 30310. It's in Adair Park, in the historical part of Adair Park. So it's just south of I-20 on the southwest corner on the west side of Metropolitan. It's a craftsman style house. It's brick exterior. It's about 1,700 square feet as it is right now. It's currently a shell, so we've got planning to do on the inside to, finish it out as we see is a good plan base for it, with the room counts and the bathroom counts and where the location of those things will be. And secondly, let me give you some information about the numbers on the project. This area as a whole is being built up. It's being renovated. You have renovations there. You have new constructions there and around. And its proximity to the city is one of the factors that's making this a desirable location. So currently, we have the property under contract for $165,000. That's 165. We've estimated that our repairs will be $225,000. So that'll include the interior and the exterior renovation. That'll take care of all the inside and outside updates and adjustments that we'll need to make to the floor plan and to the overall look of the home. The value on that house. Right now, the comps are looking like they're around 585,000, 595,000, somewhere in that range. We'd like to leave a range just to cover, you know, from our side, we're going to determine the numbers based on what the sales are, but there's also other individuals that'll be involved, the lender, the appraiser. So you'd like to keep a buffer or a range so that when you're doing your numbers, the end result is within the parameters that you have established for. Oftentimes you could set your project budget, you know, you've got your sales price and what you think it may be worth on the backside, and then different things can happen that could adjust that. So maybe, you know, you find out that you have other things that you need to do in the project that might adjust your rehabilitation budget. The market itself is moving, so that also could do it. So it's a good idea to keep a buffer or a range when you consider your values. One other aspect of value that we like to do is we like to be somewhat conservative. So again, you know, you have those unknowns, you have a target price point, but keeping it conservative will allow for you to be able to maximize the most of your investment. So as I said, we anticipate that this project will sell for $585,000. So if we put those numbers together, we've got our sales price at $165,000. We've got our repair budget at $225,000. So our all-in loan to cost is $390,000. So if you consider a $590,000 sales price, we're looking at a potential gross profit of $200,000. And that's a great factor. That's a great number. It puts us in a great space. As a matter of fact, let me do some quick math here on the fly. I did not do this part. All right, so if we take, let's see, 390 divided by 200.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get my whip real quick.
So we're looking at a 51. Someone needs to mute themselves, please, if you don't mind. We're looking at about a 51% is what that number looks like as a return on that investment. And that's a great place to be. You know, 30% is kind of a standard range you'd like to be in, but at 51%, we're doing great with this. That also allows for us to cover any unexpected things that might pop up. You know, it just gives us a good cushion. So again, we're looking at $390,000 all in and a potential sales price of $590, leaving us with $200,000 as a potential gross profit. And what I've done, let me give you a little background on myself real quick about value and where this comes from. I've been a real estate appraiser since 1998. And investment-wise, I've done about 20 deals over that time frame. And from a value perspective, what I did with this is I looked in this general area, Adair Park as a whole. It's essentially a pie shape, and it goes maybe 2 miles north and south and about 1.5 miles wide. But when you put in Adair Park, you're going to find a small neighborhood, and what we can do is use that Adair Park as our basis for our foundation of value. Then Metropolitan Avenue is a thoroughfare. So you also would like to find comps that are going to be similar to that, as well as comps that are just inside. So with that, I found about 12 comps that range in value from our target at $595, some slightly lower in the $550 range, and then as high as above $600. So with a plethora of 12 sales that I can use as my basis of value, we'll have no problem with hitting our target. And we also have an opportunity to maybe push that a little bit further. So with that being said, hopefully you will look further into it with us and take this journey with us on our first project. I'm excited about it. Dan's excited about it. We were over there looking at it yesterday and getting some plans together on it. And, you know, I think this is a great starting point for us.
Definitely appreciate you, Mario, explaining that. Al Tariq, do me a quick favor before I go any further. Could you just pull up your screen real quick and just show everybody that's actually on this call now? I know for members, we're going to put together more of a robust presentation, and then, you know, they can actually, you know, walk the project. I'm scheduled to have this project closed in about the next 3 weeks. We got 2 lenders already looking at it. We're going to be somewhere, you know, between the $50,000 and the $30,000 mark, roughly, with 2 particular lenders that already looked at as far as what we got to actually bring to the table in order to do the deal. Which, you know, I pretty much have it secured, but like I wanted to you know, get started with bringing some of these deals as FTB deals, you know, to see if members, you know, would like to get involved. If members don't get involved in this particular deal, we are still going to do the deal. I'm still going to do the deal, and I'm still going to bring it to FTB on a weekly basis so FTB can see the progress of the deal. It's no rush for members or potential members to get involved in a deal, because what we're doing here at Flip These Bricks is basically showing things in real time, and we actually walking and holding you guys' hand throughout the process, regardless if you guys are seasoned investors. If you are, you're going to get a different experience from the contractor standpoint of how we do it on this end in order to make these projects become successful. So, you know, it's a learning process for all of us. But this right here, what you're looking at, this is the back of the house. The house has a brand new roof on it. If you look at the garage, it does have it right above to the left. It has some structural damage in the foundation. We gotta take care of. The site is completely dirty. It needs windows all the way through. For the most part, the house is the floor plan is gonna stay the same throughout the house. It's only one section that we're gonna modify, which we debating if we want to do a half bath or move the laundry room, you know, to a different location. Al Tariq, if you could slide to the next picture for me. This is the back. This is showing the back.
All right,
So
just a disclaimer that they're not in any particular order.
that's
But
fine. It doesn't matter. Just click on them. You don't got to spend a lot of time on them. Click on them for 5, you know, for like 3 to 5 seconds and go to the next one. So this way they can get an idea of what the house looks like, the yard looks like. As you see, that roof is solid. This is the interior. There's a lot of framing got to be done, you know, in that interior. You know, somebody broke in and stole the electrical. Somebody was actually trying to do a rehab. The city stopped them. If you look at the ceiling, they got 2x4 rafters. None of that are past code. So all of those things will have to be changed. We have to put 2x10s because that will be a structural floor system for the attic space. So just to give you an idea of some of the stuff we got to do. If you just keep, you know, breezing through there, Tariq, and they can just see the condition. It is a full gut rehab. That's why it's costing us 225,000 to do this rehab. But like Mario mentioned, I have a accepted contract for 165. So we got the potential to make anywhere between 150 to $190,000, you know, on this property if it's done right. And that's the reason why we want to do a full rehab. This property, slow down, Tariq. This house right here that you're looking at, this is directly across the street from this home. This is a new one. It's right across the street. If I'm standing on the front porch, I can look and see this house directly from it. So as you can see, the condition of the one that we have versus, you know, what you see. So Al Tariq, keep clicking through so they can see the houses that's down the block, that's around the corner. And
that one
you know, and go
did that
ahead,
one
what you say?
recently sell?
I'm not sure when this
This
one
one,
sold. I
this
didn't
one
get
is not a
into,
recent sale, but this is just an example of what the neighborhood is doing
yeah.
But,
and what the properties in the neighborhood look like.
okay,
Exactly. So that's basically what I wanted to do, Tariq, tonight is just show them, this one is already somebody's living in this house. So I don't know when it sold and what it sold for. When we went to pull comps, I don't know where Mario got those particular comps from, but I'm sure they come like within a mile radius to the type of the home that we actually doing. But this is like right across the street. So everything that I'm showing you is literally right within a block or two away from the house, so you guys get to see, what we actually competing with. These two that you see is right around the corner on the side street. If you look through those trees, you see Metropolitan, Parkway, right through it. This area has been labeled as a red zone for a long time, and some lenders who don't know the area may still not want to lend because they don't really understand what's taking place in Atlanta. But this property is actually in a Beltline neighborhood. So the property value on these properties aren't going to do anything but continually go up. So we're not going to have a problem with the sale basically on this particular property. And based on the homes you see, keep going, Tariq. This is right across the street, Myra. I'm sure you know the area. If you can see the street signs, when you're standing in the driveway, if you look to the left, I'm not sure if you may have drove past this complex before, but these are some townhouses that's right across the street. The grass that you're looking at the bottom of this picture is the yard of the home, which is sitting on a retaining wall, Mario. And that's why I was talking about that we need to pull that retaining wall out of there so we can
Mhm.
put a turnaround driveway. It will shorten up the yard a little bit, but it'll give two accesses to get in and out. And you never have to back your car out that driveway onto Metropolitan, because we know Metropolitan does, get a little busy.
It's a
Um,
thoroughfare. And so with that being said, from an appraisal perspective, you want to have value a comp that does this, that has the same thoroughfare, as part of its basis. So I did pull comps that are also on a similar parkway or avenue as well. And the comps that I pulled are from within 1 block, 2 blocks over,
okay,
a couple of streets down, but I didn't go far. I didn't have to. But what I did look for was similar style houses and ones with similar square footage.
gotcha.
From an appraisal perspective, you want to be able to cover your aspects on those types of things where you can match up those things that are going to impact value. But in this case, from the numbers, that thoroughfare of it being on the parkway is not something that's going to impact what we're doing. And I'll speak more about the terms and what those things mean when you consider what a lender is going to require from.
Got it. If you can go to the next
But this
slide,
is a great project
Tariq,
for us.
while he's speaking. You see, this is not a small complex, but you can kind of keep going.
So
Um,
what this does with seeing these, it shows that the area itself, the neighborhood and the immediate area is being revitalized. And from an investor perspective, you want to have that there so that you don't have any guesswork to do as far as what your value that you're looking for, and it being able to be established from a lender's perspective and from a buyer's perspective. So when a buyer comes in after we finish the project, they're going to see that, all right, this neighborhood is being rebuilt as a whole. So it's not something that we are pioneering as we go in and we're the ones that's starting to establish. It's already there.
you can
And those
keep
kind of
scrolling.
things those things you want to know as an investor, that that your money is secured in that way, that you know you're not, that your risk is being negated by what's already there.
And click, Tariq, click on some of them single family houses that's right behind this complex. You should have like three emails, three emails I sent you.
So while he's doing that, I'll tell you what I enjoy about this one is that we don't have to look far for something similar. And that's important from the aspect of, again, from an appraisal perspective and why this is important. See, when we go to a lender and we're asking them for the amount that we need to do this work, another appraiser is going to come out and have to establish the value. So as an appraiser, you want to be able to have apples with apples and oranges with oranges. And with our house being a craftsman, all of the sales that I found are all craftsmen. And I don't have the pictures of those currently. I've got the addresses and the information about them. So I've got the address, the date that it sold, and I've also got the square footage. So let me give you a couple examples. And let me say this, with the homes that he's going to show you again, some of these may have sold. These aren't the ones that I'm using as comparable sales, but it gives you an idea of what type of products are in this neighborhood and what's going on. We have some leverage, we have an anchor to base our value on. We're not just coming up with something out of the blue, and we're not stretching to try to reach this. This is what's going on there.
Go right back, go back real quick, Al Tariq. Now, take a look at this particular project. The address is 569. To give you an example, this is one street over, but pay attention to the right corner. You see the house to the right, that little small brick home? That's basically like what our house is right around the corner. It has not yet been touched. So when you go through this neighborhood, you're still going to find little homes like that little brick one that's waiting to be sold. But then you're going to see that the builders and investors have already came in and they're doing all different style homes. Al Tariq, go to the next one and you're going to see the style of the home is changing. So you see the difference? There's no limit to what we can actually do there. We're going to run those numbers really, really tight because I was actually considering maybe taking a roof off of this one and then doing something like this. And we do like a little rooftop deck on the top because I'm seeing more of these in that community than anything. Now, if we did something like this, then we're looking closer to about $625,000 because that's what these homes that I have seen is going for. I don't have the particular link with me, but I do have a most recent sale that sold for 625,000. This one was a straight new construction, but it was the same thing that just came off of that last slide that we actually just took a look at.
Now, oddly enough, Daniel,
Go ahead.
when I was doing my research today about this house and the one across the street were at 900,000 from 2022.
You talking about this particular one here?
And the one with the couple across the street that they were looking at.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. And the reason why that's important, okay, these values are a little bit older.
Council, the share.
So from the sales that are 2 or 3 years old, I can't use them as an appraiser. I can only use sales that are within the past year. And ideally, lenders are going to want sales that are within the past 6 months to see what's actively going on in the market. Now, as a veteran appraiser as I am, what that tells me is that these values are more established. So the overall trend, the way that this market is going is going upward. And again, it's not something that is being pioneered. When they built these houses 2 to 3 years ago, the place that the market was at as a whole was not as strong as it is now. So with more homes being built and renovated, you have a more saturated market of products that are going to be similar to ours. And
Gotcha.
with the sales that I have here, they're all similar in size to where we are currently. Some of them are a little bit smaller, but what I didn't tell you is, honestly, the value is a lot stronger. I even have a sale on here at 640,000. I have one on here at 730,000, and these are all in the same area.
And what's the square footage of those?
Okay, 730,000 is at 2,294 square feet. It sold in October of 2023, right? So that's roughly 6 months old. That's not too old. It's at 761 Pierce. Okay, I've got one at 632,000. sold in March of 2023. It's 1,834 square feet, very similar to where we are. I have one smaller that sold for 575,000, again in March of last year, 1,765 square feet.
I think that's the one that I was looking at too. I was looking at that same one. And ours is a little bit bigger in square footage. We right up under 1,900 square feet.
Correct.
Now, if we went up, we can get that extra square footage if we were trying to push the number up. I don't think we have to do it in order to do so. I think with a really nice exterior facade change to change the integrity of the actual elevation with a really nice open floor plan, we
Curb
should be
appeal.
able to come in at high 500s without doing too much more outside of that. And like I said, as far as members go, we're going to get this one to you guys because this is something that's happening in real time. We have another project in Atlanta that's actually going on. I know a handful of you guys received the link from me today on the FTB video that we actually made when we was doing our group community project together. And that particular blue house have gotten started. The one that you see us speaking to in the beginning, we have started that project. The interior is pretty much about 80% framed. So we're working on changing and modifying that as we speak. So that project is probably going to be completed within the next 60 days. Me and my partner, Lene and Mark, we also have another new construction project, which actually just got started today in Dallas, Texas. We were supposed to start it last week, but it was a lot of rain, so they couldn't get all the dirt and everything in here that they needed. I got confirmation today that dirt was being delivered and foundation is going to start being formed tomorrow. We been started that project 2 months ago, but we did a complete demo and we tore it down and we had to wait for the building permits. So right now, personally, I have two active, and this is going to be the third active project that I'm personally going to be involved in. So I'm letting the members know now that you guys do have room if you guys would like to get involved. Once we lay the numbers out, I'm not sure where anyone is at financially, but regardless of where you at, I'm sure we can meet you on the table to see where that can fit for return on your investment. It'd be a great project. It'd be a great experience to get involved. But even if you guys don't get involved financially, as a group, we want you guys to be involved. We want y'all to share it. If y'all in Atlanta, we want y'all to stop by, come see the project. It's going to be a great project for all of us to be able to work on. So Al Tariq, if you just click through the last pictures that you have, you can stop sharing your screen. And we can open the floor for any questions. I know, Myra, you mentioned that you invited a few guests. If they, can introduce themselves, or if you want to introduce them, if they have any questions, as well,
Before you
that'd
pro-
be
before you
greatly
proceed,
appreciated.
Daniel, the the things that you guys are going over and the numbers that you're talking, I'm in New Jersey, and we're seeing the same thing up here. And like in your inner cities, like I'm in Elizabeth, and I travel through Newark a lot here in the north, and then in the city around the central New Jersey area, there's a lot of old houses that are 100 years old, and they keep flipping them, rehabbing them, but they're starting to slap up these new modern multi-families, two families, three family houses, and also single families, the same type of design language as the ones that were in the photos, and the market turned just the same way. And I've seen, like, within the last 4 years, people doubling what they bought the house for 4 years ago. And it's gotten to the point where people are just buying these houses now. They're not even fixing them up, they just flipping them.
And they're just holding them because,
Right.
like, right, it's in high demand in the market. You know, it's not enough inventory on the market. And that's the reason why all of them big companies are buying up all the new construction because they putting them out for high dollar rental properties and stuff like that. So this is actually an advantage for us to even be able to get hold of this property for 165.
Yeah, that's a
The
great
people
price.
who had this property prior, if I'm not mistaken, they paid 225,
That's
but
correct.
they got burnt on the deal, and the partner took all the rehab money and never done anything with it. So they are upside down in their loan over 300 and something thousand. So for even me buying the property from them, I'm helping them get out, but they still got to pay the difference off to their particular lender. But in hindsight, it's a great deal for me to have a potential investment between 150 and $200,000 with a less than a 6 month um rehab timeline. So if anybody have any questions, I'm definitely here to answer any questions. Amira, if you want to introduce, your guests, to the group, I would definitely like to
Sure.
meet them.
Thanks, Daniel. I think we're still waiting on one to join, but I did want to just introduce Charlene Sanders, a good friend of mine. She's actually, we had lunch today, and I was sharing with her about Flip These Bricks Academy. So she's just here to listen, learn more about the organization and possible investment opportunities in the future. But she just wanted to hop on the call and say hello. Marvin, I can't see if he's here or not, but he has a funding source available for those, who are in need of funding opportunities. So if he's on, he can say something, but Charlene just wanted to say hello. So Charlene, you can say hello.
Hello, Charlene. How are you?
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for allowing me to join. I'm excited that Mara invited me to the call. This information sounds very good. I'm interested in learning more about it, and thank you.
Got you. Definitely appreciate you having you. We have these calls every week. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 weeks to get on to really, get a grasp of, what we're doing as a whole, as an organization. Every week, these calls, we never know which direction that we're going to go in. The calls are different. We do record the links. So like the other people that that didn't log in yet, Myra will be able to let them know where to find the link at, at a later date. It usually takes Jasmine 2 to 3 days to get the links uploaded, onto YouTube. In the meantime, if you actually go to YouTube, you can actually see some of the past calls that we just started uploading. And we have some really good ones that we didn't get a chance to upload yet that I have recordings that I got to send over as well. So we definitely appreciate having you. FTB is here to work on partnerships and educate. And, we also have a community outreach program, which, Myra, she's the chair in that department. So we're looking to identify um, some outreach programs that we can do in Atlanta and Dallas. Atlanta and Dallas is like our two strongest markets. And when I say our strongest markets, I'm only saying that not from a financial standpoint or investment standpoint. That's just where majority of our members live. So we have more members that lives in Atlanta as well as Dallas. So we're seeing a lot more activity and investment opportunities that's coming in that direction. So we definitely want to share that information with you as well.
Okay, I do have one question. I know you did mention that there would be more information shared with membership in regards to those who are interested in being a part of this particular investment off of Metropolitan. So the additional information that you're talking about, would that include the financial aspect of what is expected financially of those that's interested in the project?
Yeah, definitely. And we didn't want to put all of that information on this particular call because we didn't
Okay.
want it to be too lengthy and then too dry for, some that just not interested in that portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we definitely have the information. If you want to put your email address and everything in the chat, we can definitely include you on that particular information so you can be able to look at the actual raw core numbers. We have received data back from, the lender to where it's letting us know exactly what our fees are, what everything is. So we pretty much know what we have for what it takes to actually move it forward. I am waiting on information to come back from one particular lender that most likely I may be going with that one because I do have history with them, and I am being funded 2 other deals through that particular lender. We are looking to open up, more opportunity to build other relationships. So Myra, we definitely appreciate you inviting us, inviting someone else to the call that does have funding, opportunities and stuff like that, because we want to make sure that our members have a lot of different, resources so they can have, things to compare based on, your current situation, because lenders lend for different things. Some got different, credit criterias and stuff like that. Mario, can you do me a favor? Can you
Yes,
capture
sir.
her email address,
Yes,
being that Jasmine's not here, out of the group chat, so we
sure I
can make
can.
sure that we get it to Jasmine so we don't lose it in translation?
I sure can.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So is there anybody else that have any questions? Majority of everybody on here are members. You guys have been here several weeks, so you guys know the role. But if anybody have any questions, let me know. If not, what I can do is take 5 minutes and I can show you, Miss Shirley, this video. Let me see something. I sent it, Myra. Did you see the link I sent you earlier with the video?
I did. It was awesome.
You watch,
Yes,
You
you
saw the
watch,
video?
did you watch the whole
I
thing or did you
did.
just breeze
I
through it?
watched.
I
I watched the whole thing.
I enjoyed
I'm
that
gonna
video.
play a little bit of her, being that we got like 10 minutes left on here. I'm gonna play it so she can actually
Uh,
see, just to kind of get the momentum. Like what we doing here at FTB, we wanted to be fun. Everybody in the organization, we just gotta kind of, that thing where you find your people within any organization. We're building that global network like the Chamber of Commerce, your Real Estate Investors Association. You're gonna meet a lot of great people, but everybody you meet is not necessarily have to be involved in any of your joint ventures. We definitely want everybody to pick and choose their battles. Some people gonna do deals on their own. Gina's not here tonight, but Gina and her partner have done a successful deal and they did it really fast. Their house is completed. Gina's already on her next project. Her daughter been sick lately, so she been spending a lot of time, with family and everything. So that's why she haven't been on this call today. But they didn't have one of them projects where they had to rip off roofs and stuff, but they went in and did a really fast rehab under a month and got that house finished. So I'm going to share this screen real quick. So Gina, even though you're not here, you're here in spirits. And that's what we're here to do at FTB. So let's see, where is it at? Okay, I gotta pull it up first. Okay, there we go.
Hey, young world. It's your homegirl, Jasmine, with Flip These Bricks. We're coming to you from Hotlanta. Yes, we're in the heart of the city. We're going to take you on a tour today, show you around a little bit. So come on, join the movement. Flip these bricks. Let go.
We're here in Atlanta, Georgia, where we are about to flip the West End, baby. And why? We need to redevelop the landscape, and we need to be in control, not the other guys. Forbes 1000, we're on our way. West End, so many opportunities. Flip these bricks. We are here. And the why is our children, our family, our community, our loved ones, and our future.
Pull up to the property, load it up, get real-time information on who owns this joint, who's selling it, who's buying up stuff. We know they got tax liens. If, we can run comps, we do all that. We pull it up right now so that we can get their information, call them up, and make an offer. But we walking it right now to see if it's something that we're interested in. We see the neighborhood looks viable. People been rolling through here, investors that came through here. We just another group of investors want to come and get our split of the pie because we're trying to elevate these neighborhoods for our people.
This Flip These Bricks movement is real. If you take a look at this kitchen, look at them shirts, it means something, it's meaningful. This is truly a movement. And right now, we have $1 million in the building right now. And we're gonna take this $1 million and we're gonna turn it to a $200 million operation. Worldwide, we're going global, Flip These Bricks.
I just want you to know that heat is blazing because it's fresh, man.
And there was a secret sauce added to the pan. It's gone. Did you see that? Look at the pan. It's gone.
No way.
She was eating steak from the whole truth. Let me taste that. How much steak is it? But aren't you glad?
This how we get it down, baby. FTB, baby. Join the movement.
But once we make it, we're gonna make it right. We need to come in as a developer and just work. You see that property right there, Lydia?
Yes.
As you know, the last time we came out here, that property right there was
wasn't even
identical to that one, which is a center block property.
Yeah.
They went up on a roof on this one.
It's a 4.2 now.
Yes, that's what it is.
It's listed for $400,000. I just got off the phone with the real estate agent.
And this one right here wasn't here either. So we had this one, we had this one, we had this one, and we also...
That you got that one across the street, because that gives you some leverage real close by. So with that one being listed for 4, if they get 4 for it, then you know you've got a strong comp that's really close. So from the appraisal perspective, you don't have to look outside too far to know that your property is of value, because that one's really close by. So as an investor, I like them when they're close. You don't have to argue with anybody about what value is. And square footage wise, with that one having the upstairs, I think they'll be pretty close. This one may be even a little bit bigger. So you might be able to get more for this based on the square footage by itself, and then, what updates and renovations you do to it. So
area is ours. Like, we could just come here and just
people are still buying. So even if you're starting at $350, people will start offering more. So, we might be at that $375, maybe even $400. You know what I mean?
Because people doing cash now. People buying cash now.
And you gotta realize that Georgia's so...
So I wanted to just briefly show you guys what was going on. I'm not going to play that whole 20 minutes, of that particular slide, but you can actually, Myra, you can send her that link directly so she can actually watch the full video, and then that will give her on to the YouTube channel so she can be able to see it as well. But that gives you an idea of, what we're doing as far as group economics. As you can see, the house is full of, FTB members who's open and ready. And Myra, you was actually there that day. You were sitting in front of the house. We didn't get you on video because I know he's like, you didn't want to get video, but we definitely, I think I might have snuck 2 pictures of you. So if you see that link that went out, we got you standing next to the call.
It was great to be there and see everyone. So yes, you guys did get a couple of photos. It was nice. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, no problem. So, we are approaching, 8 p.m. So, we've been here an hour already. If anybody have any questions, I'm open. If not, we don't have the what we do every week. Slam the gavel.
Yeah.
So we all good? Everyone?
I put my
Okay.
contact information there as well, folks, if you have any questions about it. I do have more detail about the numbers and what the lender is requiring. But just to give you an idea, most lenders, and particularly the lenders we're working with, they're looking for about 10% down. So with our number being 390 as our total cost, that's about 40,000. Plus they add their fees in on the front end, which would put us at about 50,000 for that portion. And then we also have an additional portion that we're going to require for working capital and for carrying costs, which is over and above, so that as we begin the project, we have enough reserves to be able to maintain it throughout the course of the project. And then we also have the working capital that we'll need to facilitate those pieces of the job that need to get done, as far as, once we start demolition and then we move into electrical and plumbing and HVAC, that we can move through those portions without seeing any delays. And so I've got more details on that, but that just kind of gives you an idea for that project. We'll be at about 100,000 that we need to be able to get that done. So just some quick figures on it so you can kind of get an idea of how that goes. But if you need more information, I put my email up there. Daniel's got the other information as well. So I just wanted to say thanks for listening in to me, and I hope that what I said to you makes sense. And if not, I'm available to do more detailed speaking about it.
Yeah, that's it. And this in the last part of it, outside of just the closing costs, that additional reserves that we have is reimbursable. So it's not that we needed to spend it on the overall project, because the budget that we have for 225 for construction, the lender is actually going to give us 100% of the overall construction cost. But the way it works is we have to float it. So if we spend 10 grand out of pocket, to get whatever done, we send receipts, the lender's going to reimburse us back that particular 10 grand. So, ultimately it's really just closing costs and then carrying costs. The more carrying costs we have at our fingertips, the more things we can slam dunk at one time. That don't always necessarily have to be cash. Maybe some of you guys may be in a position where you have lines of credit or credit cards available that will still make you eligible to be part of the deal. Ultimately, we're going to put all the realistic numbers to the table of what we need in order to be able to, solidify it and see, who wants to get involved at what percentage of the actual project, whether it's 10, 15, 20, 25%, 50%, it doesn't matter. Depending upon where you want to come in at, the floors will definitely be open when we have the discussion, of what is it that we need. But if that's it, nobody have any questions, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. This was a great call. Everything is going to be recorded. So if you have anyone who might have missed a call, you guys will be able to get the link in a couple of days. You guys take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel. Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
Good night.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Charlene. Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Take care.
Good night.
Night, Mr. Sherrod.